Hello world, it's Dave again, and this time it is another response video to a question I've had from an email. This one's, like you know from the title, this is talking about hours a week that I work and work visa application times for when you're coming over here in terms of that part of the process. This one's for you, Lauren. I'll let you know when I finish this that it's getting uploaded so you can check it out. Hopefully it's helpful. So I guess I could answer the first question is, how many hours a week do I work, given my schedule with a public high school teaching junior high school? So I would say I probably average in a 6-block day, 6 periods that are the potential that you have to work. I probably average about, call it 4 classes a day. I would say sometimes I have 5, sometimes as low as 2. But the amount of hours that I work in the day is I'm due to come into the school I should be there for 8 o'clock. Actually, no, probably like quarter to 8. I get up at 7. I leave the house at 7:30. I arrive for quarter to 8. And then you are to work 8 hours for that day. Now, 8 hours officially you are at the school, but that does not necessarily relate to the number of classes like you can guess. If there's an average of 4, and there's 6 potentially, and I can go as little as 2. So it really becomes a question of how do you occupy your time on those blocks that you're not helping teach or teach class. And for me, it's I've broken it down into a bunch of different things. I'll try, obviously, first and foremost, you've got your other classes for the rest of the week, and you want to make sure that you prepare anything that you need to prepare for those lessons. Be it some kind of activity or game or the entire lesson plan. Whatever it is that you need to do, that's what this time is most practically used for. So you can do that. Next to that, useful things would be studying Japanese. If you don't know it already, you can study Japanese. And then, I've even on occasion I've read a book, but you just want to make sure that in this time you are fulfilling it, or you are filling it with useful things, whatever that might be. So I do work a week 5 times 8. I work about 45 hours, but then at the school you'll have a variance in the number of classes that you teach. I can mention as well that the number of schools that you might attend in a week vary for what kind of contract that you end up getting, whereas I think I quite uniquely only have 2 schools, where a lot of people, I've said this in other videos, range between 3 and 5 schools. I think it's kind of cool having 2 because I get to know people, I think, on a little more personal basis, because I have the time to actually spend with them, where not like it's impossible, but that is definitely more difficult when you're splitting your time between 5 different schools. Not that you can't do it, but it's more difficult. So that's the number of hours I work kind of averaged in the class, but also just blatantly the hours spent at the school that I have per week. Next, visa application processes. So you have your degree, you've been given the job, and you need to get your work visa actually applied. And this takes a surprisingly short period of time. The greater part of you going through a process to get to Japan will be in the application to the job, not in the application to your work visa. So the application to the job, for me, and I had a unique situation because I actually delayed when I came so I could go to my brother's wedding. But even without that, the initial part of the application, you go in for an interview. Before you go into an interview, you got a phone call interview. They're going to call you some week for that. Then the following week, you have the actual go in and have the interview. Then you're going to get whether or not it's successful. That takes another, a couple weeks, whether they're going to call you back and say you've got the job. Then there's a few application forms that you're going to have to fill out once you've said you would like the job. But then it comes to the work visa, which is more kind of the focus of the application times I'll talk about. Answering that question is, it's really, really, really short to get your work visa once you've gotten that other stuff out of the way, which can take somewhere around a month or two to get through, as it drags out for each, waiting for the next part to give you a call or go to the next interview. The work visa is really, really short. They have this thing called a certificate of eligibility, and what they need for that is for you to send them everything to do with, what is it, it'd be like a photocopy of your degree. I have behind me here somewhere there, photocopy of your degree, your application for the actual job itself, criminal record, all this good stuff. That gets over there really quickly once you have it all together. And if you courier it, it's like overnight that they receive it. The certificate of eligibility takes them about 4 days to process over there. So you're coming up on, probably around a week for this part of it. Then they courier it back to you. That takes a day or two. It's very, very fast. So you're at about a week and a half at this point. And then once you receive the certificate of eligibility, if you go directly to the office to have that processed, whatever, the embassy, the Japanese embassy, wherever it is that you are, I believe it only takes another 4 to 5 days to turn that certificate of eligibility into the work visa. And that's it. So you're looking at something around like a 2-week turnaround on the actual, once you've gotten the job, getting the work visa. Very, very short period of time. So there you go, Lauren. I hope that answers your question. Anybody else coming over to Teach in Japan, you know the drill. You can always send me an email. I put my contact information down below. Like, subscribe, share if this is the sort of video you enjoy watching about Japan. I got a whole bunch of series, things like that. And like I like to say, until we meet again next time, world, thanks for tripping with Dave. Hope this was helpful. Ciao for now.